Hey, hello everyone, it's the King Racer 007. Today I'm back with a brand new video. And this one's gonna be about a special video because this will be the first time I do a opinion video. That's right, this opinion video is gonna be about the most popular 1/64 scale diecast brand, which is Hot Wheels. That's right, and today I'm gonna tell you 5 things I actually hate about this toy car manufacturer, as a collector. I'm not saying, of course, that I hate the company, but this video is to point to you that some problems have been affecting the company very seriously, from the internal and from the community, of course. But again, this is my opinion, so you can take it and leave some arguments, as you wish. So let's get this thing started first.
Pursuit escalated to condition 5, repeat, condition 5.
So we're gonna start from the bottom to the top. So, number 5, the 5th reason why I hate to collect Hot Wheels is the paint assembling quality. That's right, you guys probably already heard me about this topic in the past, but in my books, this is one of the most irritant problems to come from the diecast toy car itself. The paints suck. Why? It's very simple. The robot inside the company that applies the paint to produce the diecast toy cars does not apply enough coats, causing the paint of the model to vary widely from one color to another. Take an example of the 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon, a brand new casting that was first introduced with a yellow enamel paint job.
Yellow car!
As much as I was excited to find the brand new casting, I was very disappointed to see a so poor paint quality.
Bitch!
Every sample that I came across of this car, can be at Walmart, dollar store, even supermarkets, had either black marks on the side, a near bare metal front bumper, some scratches on the sides or on the hood, or a very disgusting orange blur on the entire body. And this problem, unfortunately, does not just apply on yellow cars. It applies on pretty much every enamel paint. The metallic paints, for them, are a little bit less problematic. However, as long as the vehicle gets some decent coats, of course, which is rarely the case, unfortunately again. The main issue with the metallic paint is the tint. Sometimes you will find a green metallic car, just like for example the Godzilla GTR that came this year, but the green color will vary widely again. So, for example, you find a Godzilla with a green apple paint job, and you take another sample and it will have like a dark forest green instead. In the worst case, I even found some cars that had fingerprint on the paint, like this Camaro I have right here, my hands. Meaning that the vehicle paint did not even dry and was taken by an employee. So much for that. So to conclude, I also wanted to point out the assembly quality. That's quite a bit questionable. So Mattel, please do your homeworks, for the love of Hot Wheels, and for the collectors who love them.
Pursuit is escalated to condition 4.
So we're gonna go now with number 4, the 4th reason why I hate Hot Wheels. The hype.
Roger that.
For this topic, I'm not targeting anyone in particular.
That will be negative!
Shot fire! Keep back up. No, of course, I'm joking. Don't be mad at me. Seriously, this is such a dumb thing to think about, but there's a lot of Hot Wheels that are way overhyped. So, you don't think this is true? Okay, I will mention a few cars for you. How about a Datsun 510? Yeah, that damn Japanese wagon that's everywhere, in every series. Or that 1983 Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck. Oh yeah, maybe that Chevy Bel Air Gasser. Maybe that Honda Civic EF. Or the very, very, very hyped Bugatti Veyron hypercar. The Volkswagen Drag Bus. Any Nissan Skyline. The 1967 Camaro SS. The Dodge Power Wagon pickup. And we can go along with a lot of models that are hype. So, The problem with these overhyped cars is that Mattel put them everywhere. So you cannot go to a store and not come across those castings. They are everywhere. And what I mean everywhere is in the 5 packs, the 10 packs, the Car Culture series, the Pop Culture series, the mainline series, and even the other one, the exclusive from sometimes Walmart, sometimes other stores. And at this point, in my point of view, it looks like an infection in a hospital, you know, like a cancer. So, of course those models are great casting. I'm not saying they're bad casting, of course. But I mean, seriously, why can't you just vary things Mattel a little bit more, you know? There's plenty of cars that deserve to be on the market. And unfortunately, as well as these cars looks great, these overhyped cars are most likely stealing spot from other cool cars to actually hit the shelf and be appreciated by a lot of collectors. So for you guys at Mattel, please consider vary a little bit much, you know? And I will mention for you a few casting and cars that you should consider to bring back in the lineup. You know that bright yellow Lamborghini Murcielago SV from the Speed Machine series? It only came out in this series in the Car of the Decade series. That would be a great candidate. You want more cars? What about the Maserati MC12? That only came out in the mystery models in the first edition in the early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. Or about that Mini Countryman, Mini Cooper S2. For you JDM fans, about the 1982 Toyota Supra, or the MR2. Mitsubishi Eclipse, we didn't see this car for a long time. Or maybe an Acura HSC. And for me, the American muscle car guy, what about the 1967 Oldsmobile 442, for example? Or the 69 El Camino, or the 71 Monte Carlo, 67 Charger, the 71 GTX, the GTO Judges. And again, we can name a lot of cars, cool cars that are pretty much not used at all and should be used because they are great castings and great proportions, very realistic, just like Matchbox, you know. So now I know that Mattel lost the license for some of these cars, so I understand, I get that, but you know, it's possible for them to bring cars back on the shelf and vary things much. And the best way I think they could do that, to re-release some new old cars, for example, is to create a new Car Culture series. For example, I will love to see a Car Culture lowrider set. That would be amazing, you know. All classic American muscle lowrider car, like a 64 Impala or a 57 Eldorado, or low to ground with some fancy paint jobs and white wall tires and gold trims, and you know, all the crazy fancy stuff. That would be great. Will be a great variety on the lineup. Or maybe quelque something more traditional, like an exotic supercar assortment. You know, a bunch of Porsches and Lamborghinis and I would say Ferraris, but Ferraris are gone, unfortunately. RIP. But also, how about some classic mob cars from the 30s and 40s? That would be awesome too. Or even, you know, we can take some American muscle car and make them look like a stock car, race car from the good old days, from the 70s and 60s. Like the Boss 302, the Camaro, and the Plymouth Superbird with the Richard Spready paint job, you know, with number 43. That would be amazing looking. So, you know, this is just a way to show you that there's much potential you could do with those little cars, you know, to bring life again into the premium lines than just releasing the same cars over and over and over and over and over again and pissed off everyone. Bitch! So please, Mattel, consider varying your series a little bit more, and sure, you will sell more cars if you do that. Simple thing as that.
Now at condition 3. Go to condition 3.
Okay, we are going now to hit number 3. Number 3. Okay, number 3. Worldwide distribution and pricing and assortment pattern. Yeah, so in general, I will say that the distribution of our favorite toy car brand, which is Hot Wheels, the retailers are generally correct. Of course, I'm speaking as a Canadian citizen, so maybe some people around the world have a worse distribution than me, or maybe a better, I don't know. So if I'm wrong, people, let me guys know how the distribution is in your local toy shop or stores. I would love to hear that. And sometimes it happens that some stores order too many cases of the same assortment of cars. For example, you are in 2019 and they order all of like 5 or 7 cases of the M cases, all the same cars, all over the place. And what happened is it's causing a massive pileup of the same cars hanging on the peg for months. And fortunately, this has been very often during, for example, the holiday season, or even during the summer with the vacations going on. My guess for this point is not Mattel's fault for this time. It's just all the way stores order stuff, you know, and it's just unfortunate for us collectors. So what I don't like about Mattel, excuse me, is they create a fake rarity in certain malls when they release a new assortment, and I think people will actually understand me at this point. I will give you a simple example. You know, you remember car culture? It is not frustrating for you to walk to a store and only be able to find one complete set out of a box of cars. For example, you get the Fast and Furious series, and you have 3 Skylines. You have 2 Chevelles. I don't know if I don't remember the assortment very well, but no, excuse me, sir. They have 2 Lambos, 2 Escorts. You have 3 Sylvia, and only 1 of the Black Skylines. And you know, the person at the factory who's managing the team who brought this idea, in my opinion, should be fired to do this pattern. You know, this is just a stupid idea. It doesn't make anyone happy, except the scalpers will profit this situation and grab the cars that only 1 per case, for example the Skylines, and they will put them on eBay for a stupid, ridiculous price, or even worse. So, my books, the assortment should be the same number of cars in every assortment. So if you have a Fast and Furious series, and you have, for example, 10 cars in the same in the box, so you should have 2 samples of the same castings. So you have 5 cars, you have 2 samples of the same cars. That's it.
All units go to condition 2.
So number 2, the second reason why I hate to collect Hot Wheels as a collector is the scalpers, the thieves, and the fake collectors, I will say. So need to say more?
Where's my money, bitch?
When we talk about huge problems in our hobbies, this is one of the main topics to look for. And of course, this is not just affecting our die-cast small cars world. It affects every hobby in the world. The damn scalpers. I also call them the cancer of our hobby. So basically, what is a scalper? Everyone, of course, has the definition of a scalper. Mine, it's like this one. It's a person who intentionally buy multiple of the same models, mostly sought after. So it can be your JDM cars, can be your Ferraris, your Bugattis, some Volkswagen models, and even some sought after muscle cars like the 67 Camaro. And they resell them at a ridiculous price on the aftermarket. Mostly eBay, of course. So these people have no interest at all about the toy cars, or even they're not even car guys, you know. So their only goal is to make money on their back and scalp more cars to increase their profit. So, what's the best way to take out the scalpers? Of course, it's not buying any of their stuff. And to prove my point, in my local area, if a scalper cannot sell their scalp models, they will return the stock to the nearest store a few late weeks or even months later. And trust me, this thing works. The other point is the thief, and unfortunately this has been an increasing problem in the past few years in our hobby, and they are really annoying. So basically, these kind of thief or shenanigans, should I call them also, is the kind of people that go to a Walmart, to a dollar store, and what they do is they pick up, for example, a 5-pack or a 10-pack or even a premium malls. They bring them at home. They use acetone or other chemical product to remove the car from the package without harming it, and they switch the car back for another cheapo small, and then they return it at the stores like nothing happens. And then we have a problem on the floor of the store. Like we go, you walk to the store and you found the pegs, the brand new car culture set, but you found the car had been swapped out for a cheapo smalls. And this is really annoying. And this car will also, of course, will be hanging out of the thing, and nobody will buy this car, and it will be a loss for the store. So unfortunately, even if we, as collector, prevent the employees of the store to know, hey, this car has been swapped out to everyone, you need to be careful about that. Sometimes stores have policies for this kind of thief, so there's not a lot of things we can do about that. It's just very frustrating. But for the people you do that, you are really, 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 really annoying, and I hope you stop. Number 1, the moment you have been waiting for, is the first reason why I hate to collect Hot Wheels, is the ratio realistic models versus fantasy castings, and also the variety of models. So the last thing I hate about collecting Hot Wheels is the variety of models. I'm sorry, Metal, but for example, you cannot just retool a previously existing casting and modify it a little bit and call it a new models. You know what I mean? Take an example of the Datsun 510. They re-release again the same cars that were released a few years ago in the 2010s around. Was a massive peg warmer, then came out super popular among collectors. So what they do is they simply take the old casting, they change a little bit, and then they call it a new model. So I'm sorry, but this is absolutely lame and just, stupid at some point for me. You can call it refresh tool if you want, but please don't call this a new model. Plus, the newer casting that you bring back, or you try to bring back, they are quite a bit, I will say, they don't change much, They're just maybe add more plastic or a little bit more metal, just redefine the door lines a little bit more. So, there's almost nothing to do about these. Anyway, so what we should do instead of doing this kind of thing is to bring newer casting, real new casting, and there should be more balance in between all kind of vehicle categories, So instead of releasing like 30 JDM's Nissan cars in the year and only one muscle car and 2 exotics, what they should do is to take all the new casting you want to do and separate them in balance numbers. So if you have like 20 new models in the year, you can do like 5 classic cars, 5 JDMs, 5 exotic cars, 5 trucks, 5 SUVs, and even 5 other cars if you want to, but not just one type of model. So sometimes you just, I think like people metal just work like this, Let me show you. And people, what they like actually right now, yeah, they like JDM a lot, bro. Oh yeah, so we're gonna keep adding more JDMs, man. Oh yeah, we're gonna add like 20 Nissans. Gonna be very, very crazy about them. They're gonna go and hit the cars in the stores. They're gonna add more Nissan and Datsun. Gonna add some BRE stuff and no, please, Metal, stop, just stop. So adding more licensed cars, more balanced licensed cars, will be definitely helping the company to diversify their offer a little bit more than just, releasing the same old stuff. And it will be more positive for all the collectors who are pretty sure tired to seeing the same models on the pegs, Or even worse, the ugly fantasy cars, they are hanging on the pegs on the local tool shop for months, and even for years because they are not selling well. Of course, I'm not pulling every fantasy car in the boat. In fact, I like quite a bit of some original models, like a lot of you guys, I know. You can think about, Bone Shaker or the Twin Mills, Diora 1 and 2, because 3 is not very good, let's just say. You can also think about Roger Dodger, the first model, of course, Boulevard Bruiser, Muscle Bound, maybe Toe Jam, like La Troca. I will also name Solaire CX4. We didn't see this car for a long time, and even Screamliner that looks very good. And I can say a lot more of these fantasy cars that actually look great. But unfortunately, most of these original casting, in particularly the newer one that they released a few years ago, and even from the present day, they are just simply disgusting looking, Not only they are pure visual pollution to our eyes in my books, but they are also made of plastic. All of them. 90% of them. Not a single dot of metal. And to give the final punch on this statement, I will say that kids don't even want them. Well, at least my area, but I'm pretty sure that kids don't even like them. So, because they are way too crazy looking for them, And I think when kids are starting to get a little bit disgusted about the ugliness of your original cars, you guys at Metal should ask yourself about the quality of your design and, maybe do something a little bit more realistic and a little bit less fancy and crazy looking. Hey, that's it guys, this was my 5 reasons why I hate to collect Hot Wheels. In my next rant video, I will be more positive, I promise you, because I will do 5 things I love about collecting Hot Wheels. But today I just wanted to share with you people of the internet my disappointment and sometimes discontent against the giant toy maker that own my favorite toy car brand, Hot Wheels, and it hurts me sometimes. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to add comments to my recent rants about this company and problems, and if you want to add your grain of salt, go ahead in the comment section. I will love to see you and read your comments. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next stop motion video or rant video. So take care of you. Goodbye.